Coming up on the show, it is our first official pod for 2025, Jev.
Oh, we preview every game as always, and we are going to every game of round zero, Dars. Sydney, up to Gold Coast, back to Sydney, and then home for the Sunday roast.
Yes, we are, Jev, for the very first time. Powered by PointsBet and RIXX Eyewear. We'll be seeing them better than ever all year. Make sure you like and subscribe. Hang around. There's plenty of jokes. And also, Jev, we go over our season previews.
Yeah, all our predictions, everything we did, our Coleman medals, our Brownlow medals, our grand finalists, and we give some of the markets we made on PointsBet, which is probably the most proudest thing I've ever done on this podcast. So
very exciting. So make sure you listen, like and subscribe, share to your mum, and enjoy. Welcome back to the show that's ready for war. With more beers and more bets, we can't wait anymore. Footy's back this week as we're kicking off opening round. The SCG Gold Coast at Giant Stadium. We will be at the ground. Damn it. Another year with the stock market pyramid and the premiership high and consistent work rate that cannot be denied. If you're new to the show, new to the brand, new to the company, welcome. Over the course of this season, there will be bets that you love and bets that you hate. We're 5 years into this. Every week we get together, we collect our best bets for the weekend, we slap a cool, hard, crisp $10 in the pursuit to try and win $100,000. Boys, the season is officially powered by PointsBet and RIXX Eyewear as we will be seeing them good all season long. Jev, it's good to be back.
Oh, let's go, Dust. What an introduction.
Bit of a butchering, but it's all right. What did I mess up on? The Giants Stadium. That's all right. We'll get there.
So good to be back.
Rusty.
So, a bloke goes up to an ice cream truck and says, "One large cone, please." The vendor says, "Raspberry syrup?" "Yes, please." "Crushed nuts?" "Nah, mate, laryngitis." New season, new shows.
New season, same joke.
Nah, it's a new.
Is that a freshie? That is
awesome.
fantastic.
How good's having RIXX on board? Yeah. How good's it wearing the RIXXies?
RIXX and PointsBet. Now, boys, a very big welcome to the captain of the ship, the Red Baron, the Red Rifle, Long Dong Silver, Luke Morgan, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes,
hey, thanks for having me. No, but we're touching on it, Jev. The RIXXies, we've been wearing them all summer, Jev, and they've jumped on board this year with the 100K, and we love these. We've got a 20% off code, which I'll read at the end of the show. Yeah, for our 100K followers. Yeah. I'll read it at the end of the show. We're really excited for that. We've loved these all year. I think I've got the colour Callies here, Soho Greens. I think you got the smokes there,
awesome.
Dobe.
I got the cherry red, cherry ripes.
That's what I was like.
So Tommy Sheridan, a lot of people know Tommy Sheridan. Him and a couple other boys are behind them, and they've been awesome to us. So thanks for coming on board. But equally as important, PointsBet Dars. It's been unbelievable to have them on board. Some of the stuff that we're able to do so far with your season previews, the multis that we're getting up, which aren't anywhere else, some things that we're getting, some data that we're getting, which we find interesting, and we know a lot of our viewers do. It's been unbelievable so far, and it's only going to get better this year, I reckon.
I was going to say, if you are new, we've literally been doing this for like 5 years, and now it's unbelievable. Like, we've got RIXX on board. Everyone wears the RIXXies. We've got PointsBet on board. We've actually got a gambling company that's backing us in.
Yep.
We're working alongside them. It's like, if he's told us this a couple of years ago,
that's
it's
right.
Pretty crazy. And also, how's a facelift on the studio?
Yeah, the new studio. We're in the same old shitty dining room that we've always been in. We probably won't leave this. We got a lot of studio offers thrown at us this year.
We actually
which
did.
is true. We're not bragging there. And we said no. We'll stay in the dining room. We had spag bowl for dinner together.
It was awesome.
We worked on our legs, and here we are. So yeah, this probably looks too good for us, but hey, happy to be here.
I love the red. And also, Morgs, the Patreon and the Discord. So part of us, we love to build a community. Can you want to touch on what is the Patreon? What is the Discord?
Absolutely.
And how does it work for our followers?
Absolutely. I said it. I put a note in the Discord about a couple of weeks ago. We've had Liam come on board, who's just honestly a massive fan.
Unbelievable.
But has been so good to us. He's taken over onto the Discord and made it more than we could have ever done. But more importantly, the people that are on it, we thought it just might be a good idea to have a footy chat. Little did we know what it could actually become on a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That thing absolutely hums with just a footy community.
Animals in there.
That's watching the footy, just a couple of cheeky bets, responsibly, of course. But what that's become has been so good. And those people know who they are. We post the multi into the Patreon. If you're a Patreon, you get access to the Discord. So it's only $2 a week. It'll only ever be $2 a week, Das. It's not about making money. It's just about doing the things, especially with Liam now on board. So jump on board with that and join us into the Discord. Let's
go.
That's awesome. Cannot wait to get into it, boys. It's awesome to be back. Coming up next, we have the 100K multi for the opening round, the wrap-up of the 2025 season previews, and the world-famous Ramble coming up next. All right, guys, you've made it this far. Thank you so much. If you can do us a massive favour, please like and subscribe. It really helps us out. And if you want to get involved with the community a lot more with our Patreon and Discord, the link is in the link tree. Only $2 a week. You guys can be involved in absolutely everything. So we've got all of our footy chats, all our best bets, future bets for the entire year. It is awesome. But again, thank you so much for listening. Like and subscribe. It really helps us out. Cheers. Guys, here we are. We are ready to get cracked into the first 100K multi for season 2025. Now, Cyclone Alfred is smashing the backside of the Gabba harder than a Bonnie Blue film set. So we won't be betting on that game. It's just Friday to Sunday. So the multi will be confirmed Friday morning for the Patreon members. They'll be sent that via email and discussed further in the Discord throughout the week. Also, this year, when we always do the multi, if you are new, we don't put Thursday or Friday night games in the multi just to give you guys enough time to listen to the show, actually go through and have a listen to what we have to say. I'll always do a Thursday night Dobe. Jev will always do a Jevy Friday multi, but then the 100K will always start from Saturday. So it's weekend football, whether it's Saturday, Sunday. Brisbane, Geelong, at the moment, we don't even know if there's going to be a game where that's going to be moved to round 3. So we're playing it safe. No bets in that game, although that Jez would be kicking a bag, I feel. So let's get into it. So the first game, we must say, thanks to PointsBet, we're actually going to all 3 games this weekend. Awesome. We have a monster weekend coming up. So SCG, Swans, Hawks. Jev, you're the big Swans man.
Big final.
First time getting to see them for season 2025. How are you feeling, and what bets are we looking at?
I'm nervous. I did call the Hawks the team of Swans.
We know.
That reel has gotten big on me.
Oh, yeah.
Real big on me. I'm looking forward to being at the SCG. It's great watching footy at the SCG. It's my first time ever last year's prelim, so I've never seen them lose there. I'm 1-0. It's so good going to the SCG. Let's kick off the 100K in style.
Let's do it.
It's great to be back. It's great to be back in the multi. Let's get it off in style. Last time the Swans played the Hawks, the Swans beat them by 70-odd points. Ooh. And Nick Blakey had 30 touches and was the best player on the ground. I'm getting $1.65 on PointsBet for the Lizard to have 20 touches. 20 touches for Nick the Lizard Blakey. And we only need him for 20. He had 30 last time against the Hawks. This is the first leg of the 100K. Have I already found leg of 2025?
Probably.
Nick the Lizard Blakey, $1.65, 20 touches. Get us rolling. That is golden, Lewis.
Absolutely. Unbelievable start from you, Jev. Friend of the company, owner of a classic 100K red, this man, no longer an A grader in some people's books, which I'm not sure we agree with. And as you said to Joey on Monday, Jev, we know it didn't go well over his desk, those comments about not being an A grader. I'm, of course, talking about Isaac Heaney.
Our man.
I think Scoop might have had to put the RIXXs on and he's not seeing it quite. I don't know if he's seeing it well enough, the boy. I'm not sure where he's coming from that, but he'll have a fire under him, Heens, and I've got to have him for 20 plus at $1.20. He's an A grader in our eyes, and what I always say about A graders, Das, you make money on A graders. I've got it tatted on my chest there, if you can zoom in.
Holy shit.
Kyle in the truck. You take away grand final, which I'm choosing to do because it helps the argument.
Yeah, nice.
So he only had 14, but before then he had 32, 22, 30 and 24. So he's all gone over 20, $1.20 for your money. Friday night, we'll be there under the lid. No lid, under the beers though. Shout out to Brucey. But in all seriousness, call in if you like the leg.
100%. I think it's a fantastic leg.
The phones are lighting up.
So, unbelievable leg. Boys, 3 things that go together. Guitar and some drums, Coke and a rum, and Nick Watson for 1.
Yeah.
At $1.38. The man's finish to the year was like the bomb going off in Oppenheimer. The start of the season's tough. So's that movie, but you got to stick with it.
Yep.
And at the end, there's a massive finish. So he kicked 13 goals in his last 4 games to finish off the season. I can't wait. So the Wizard will open up his account.
Yep.
I think maybe a couple, but we've only got him for 1. $1.38. This thing, if he keeps playing how we think he will, this will be like $1.15 in a few weeks. So
$1.08.
So
round 5.
So $1.38, boys. This is a premium price for us. This is fuel.
Trying to think last year, there was so many cases of that where we were just cashing in, but I can't remember off the top of my head, and I've sprung it on you, so we'll move on.
Yeah, huge. Jeb, another leg.
I still don't think there was a player in the AFL that had a better season start to finish than Isaac Heaney last year.
Yep.
From round 0 to grand final day, it still hurts, I know. He averaged 25 touches and kicked 30 goals as a mid. I'm just taking for 1 goal at $1.33 to get his season rolling.
Love it.
Just get it rolling. The last time he played the Hawks, he kicked 3 and was unbelievable on the MCG.
Damn it.
3 goals, 21 touches against the Hawks last time he played him. He was sitting on the bench by 3/4 time, basically. Like, he was on fire. You just mentioned it. We all saw that clip of Scoops McCaw saying Isaac Heaney isn't an A grader, and he said he isn't consistent enough. And then in the same clip, he said he went on to say he was All-Australian in 2022 with 49 goals and All-Australian in 2024 with 35 goals and 25 touches average. pretty consistent to me.
Yeah.
Consistent enough to me. Anyway, we have incredible sourcing that did not go well across Isaac's desk. I know you just said this, Lou.
No, but
I know for a fact
important.
he was not happy in the slightest at what Scoops McClure said. He took that horribly. So, unfortunately for the Timu Swans, the Hawks, they have to cop the wrath of Isaac in his first game this year, where he's going to have 20-1 as a minimum. Morg's over 20. I've got him to kick one. Let's get this rolling, Lewis.
First in the 21 club, so congratulations, dude. It's good to have you in. What happens, Das, if the Hawks win? I mean, I guarantee it, as we do, there will be Hawks fans that have that post saved.
It'll be a stoning of Jev.
And we know they will be coming for us as they were after grand final day, Jev, the voice memos that we copped. So I'm not sure whether we have to open the voice memos on Friday night.
100%.
Maybe we do that if the Hawks win. There has to be something in there. Jev, have you got any words planned for a win or a loss?
Maybe they put their name in, and then if they win, if the Hawks win, they go Jev. But then Jev's got their details, and if the Swans win,
not bad.
Jev can just direct message them.
No, I really haven't thought about it. I've got nothing. I'm just going to go in to enjoy the game. So
well, lucky we'll be there, and we can
we'll
react accordingly.
It'll be awesome.
React accordingly. I won't overreact to anything.
Yeah, I love that. You haven't reacted all year, to be honest.
Nope. Level-headed. I won't cry like I did grand final day.
Shits and left. Me and Morgs went out for dinner.
Lovely dinner with the chisel, that was.
The
moving on. Cash Warner for 20. Chad, we know this man. We have it on good source that he likes a bit of cash.
Yes, he does.
As we do, so we love that. Similar to us, loves a bit of cash. Makes you a little bit nervous if you're a Swans fan, I reckon. But as I've written here, we've got 10 months to worry about that. We'll worry about that later on. All we can do is bet on a good man. $1.30 for 20. 25 I'd understand if I was getting $1.30. But $1.20 has me shocked. Absolutely shocked.
$1.30 for 20.
$1.30 for 20.
Yeah,
it's great.
It's great.
Honestly, it's more shocked than Cena turning yesterday. I honestly think it's right up there. If you have a look, Chatty didn't play last week. I've got it on great authority that Chatty was actually out for dinner. My authority being you, Dobe, who saw a story.
He's Insta story.
Unbelievable. So what I actually do like, though, I think that's a great lead up. Because I think have a week off. You don't need to play Oz kick against the Suns.
No, that's
just
right.
Get fuel in, cash up, fit as a fiddle, just another one.
Get a shag.
Firing him. Obviously last year's end, I reckon he's want to drive the price up because I think he's gone. As we know, he loves cash. I think he's leaving the Swans.
He'd be for a £1 fish.
You'll hear his name a few times this year. Chad Warner, Cash Warner, 20 plus $1.30. We got there in the end.
That's a great leg. Boys, this man has the biggest head in the Southern Hemisphere. He wears a wok as a bucket hat, a hot air balloon as a swimming cap. When he stays at the Big Four camp resorts, he uses the jumping pillow as his actual pillow. This man looks like the human Shrek. Potential 2025 war daddy, John Newcomb for 20 touches at $1.18. He finished off the year on more fire than the end of your Johnson after a trip to Thailand. His last 5 games, 23, 33, 35, 35, 31. John Newcomb, the biggest head in the land, and he dead set looks like human Shrek. Very handsome. Very handsome.
He's going to have 30 and we're only taking him for 20 because we only need him for 20 and we want to get through Friday night alive and it is such a good leg.
Do you want to give the guys a bit of a rundown? Who is a war daddy? Like Cripps is a war daddy. Like he's someone you take to war and they're just like, hey, put him in there. Let's exterminate. John Newcomb, war daddy.
War daddy. I'll hang my hat on that Harry Perryman for the Pies will be a war daddy this
year.
year.
Did you hear him this morning?
No, I did not.
Sounds like Jonathan Brown.
Yeah, right.
He's a good man.
Jonathan Brown's a war daddy.
He's a war daddy.
Cooter.
Yeah.
Nah, a little flashy.
Oh, war daddies can be flashy.
Yeah, that's good. Jev, any more legs?
The Swans need to get smaller and faster.
Yep.
And this is the man... This is the first part of that. I watched Brisbane Smalls torture us for 2 hours on grand final day. Absolutely torture us. I know Logan McDonald isn't playing because he's still banged up. Perfect. We get to see we get to see more Braden Campbell in the forward line. I'm taking Braden Campbell anytime at $1.80.
Black boots.
So Black boots. He's quick as. He's a beautiful kick of the footy. He's kicking a snag. Yep. He played that pracky match. Down forward as the small forward next to Papley. He had 4 by halftime. Called it a day.
Yep, fair enough too.
So that's his position this year. He's going to be the small, fast, beautiful kick forward next to Papley, up and back, up and back. He's going to get his chance. You just got to kick him. Think if Papley's Nick Watson, Braden Campbell's Jack Ginnivan. Or he's Connor McDonald. He's going to be up and back. He can kick. He can finish it. We're getting $1.80. That'll be $1.30 in 3 weeks.
Could he be someone that we could potentially look for touches? And do they go the Hawthorn method that, hey, let's get up the ground enough that he can get 20. But close enough to go, he'd kick 2 or 3.
Let's all eyes him. He could walk off with 18 and 2 this week. We can be on him for 15 next week. We can get on for 2. But 1 goal, $1.80 is great value. Friday night. Come on.
Sounds like a Supercoach ad.
That does. Do you have any more legs?
Not for me.
Jev, any more?
No, that's it.
Boys, that wraps up that. So then, SCG, we go out. I'm not sure where we go out.
We're having the best schnitzel before.
The bat and ball.
The bat and ball.
Where else do we go out after?
Back to the bat and ball for another schnitty.
And some drinks.
Of course.
We'll be having piss.
Then we go to bed, wake up the next day, straight to Gold Coast. Hopefully the Alfred's done.
Yep.
And then Top Golf,
Into
some more beers, and then straight to Gold Coast People's Choice Stadium. Gold Coast Essendon boys will there. I think a 4:40 start. This is going to be freaking awesome.
Big final.
We got a few friends playing in the game.
yes.
We do. And
Bailey.
I've got one of him
Kick
right
us off,
now.
Jev. Kick us off.
Our fucking man, the Bear, Bailey Humphrey, is ready to have a Jordan De Goey type impact on this season.
Yes.
And it starts with one snag against the Bombers.
How many?
I'm
It
getting
starts with
$1.60 for the man to kick one snag, and I'm gobbling that up. He's ready to explode. Our man, Bailey Humphrey, had a massive preseason. It was so good talking to him about how hard Dimmer trained him.
That was a good chat.
No more pissing on the porch.
Yep.
None of this making finals or Australia's club, the Gold Coast Suns. They're here to play finals this year.
Yep.
They're all in. They fight like fuck at training. Bailey Humphrey, anytime, $1.60. Let's go.
Sold
I
me.
see him fight like fuck in the game.
Nothing worse than a pissy porch.
He's on the board or on your wall, does.
Pissed on me wall last week.
Give me Dingo Rioli 20 plus. Daniel Rioli $1.17, 24 last week against the Swans in the Wizard Cup. So that's good form coming in. We're happy for Flanders to roam and do a bit more midfield time. I
Half
think.
forward time, yeah.
Yeah, so that's what I meant, but sort of high mid.
He's been training the house down Flanders.
Of course.
Trained there,
Hopefully Dimmer feels the same, but we're happy with that sort of game plan. So having on both on good coin. Rioli, he's going to come into the side. He's still living with Dimmer, which I think is a questionable call. He probably could afford a little
fantastic.
condo or something up north. But
the cash.
an absolute pillar of the multi last year, and I think it'll be the same this year, Jev. Is your garlic bread before pasta this bloke? It's a must. It's a great start. It's a solid dish and a smart investment.
Dan Rioli, 20 touches, love it.
It'll be in the multi probably 17 out of 23 weeks.
100%, as long as it keeps hitting. Boys and new followers, we do this a lot.
Yep.
I'm going to give our first one for 2025.
Here we go.
Awesome.
Who am I? I was part of the Adam Sard Academy. I will be wearing number 10. I don't eat cucumbers or potatoes. My last name rhymes with Schmacko. Jev?
Anthony McDonald, Tip and Woody.
Close, but no.
Lewis.
I'm getting Jason Frazier vibes.
It's so close. Isaac Kako, boys. For one snag at $1.30. He's just come off kicking 4 down at the Cats. He went down the highway, the kid, and he got front and center, and he kicked 4 snags. So I just think he's going to go up there and kick one. And speaking of big praise, Matthew Lloyd, I just saw this end, came out and said, could Isaac Kako be the best small forward at Essendon since Darren Buick? I had to look who Darren Buick was. Maybe I'm a casual. But
there'll be some old heads not
so
happy.
my memory usually starts a footy in like 2002. But 1993, Jev, his first season, he kicked 52 snags.
That's a lot of
which is
goals.
good. But then after that, 20, 21, 28, 2, 32, 2014. Pretty pedestrian. But that first season.
Bit more midfield time, maybe.
But is he the best small forward that Essendon have ever had?
That's a good first year. 50 snags in how many games?
24.
24
Hard
games.
not to back the Velvet in.
2.2.
Small forward.
Well, no, the Velvet Sledgehammer.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So we've got Isaac Kako for one, boys.
It's a good bet.
Because of the smalls.
Lloydie will love it.
Yeah, we've got to give him some praise. So you're in the multi, young man, and I hope all year. Jev, who else we got?
This bloke looks like your red-headed Lego came to life.
Yep.
He looks like Duke Nukem's red-headed cousin. He's tougher than a $2 steak. He's harder than a goat's knee. He's Dimmer's red-headed Dusty this year. He's Rusty. It's Rusty Matt Rao for 25 touches at $1.65. Round 12 against the Bombers last year, he had 26 touches, 11 tackles, and just bullied them for half an hour in the last quarter. After the game, he gave Nick Martin, that nerd, the biggest wedgie of all time.
Hey.
All time.
Hey.
Then in round 22, he had 32 touches against the Bombers. Bullied him again. Shoved Jade Gresham so deep in a locker and made Nick Cox buy him Subway. It's happening again. Matt Rao for 25 and physical domination of the Bombers. Matt Rao, 25 touches, $1.65. He starts every season on fire. He starts every season over 30 touches. At home, 25 touches. The Mudlark, the red-headed Duke Nukem, Rusty Martin, Matt Rao.
Is he like... From Billy Madison, O'Doyle rules.
O'Doyle rules.
That
He
is
just,
good.
He just punishes them.
O'Doyle Rao.
O'Doyle Rao, yes.
25 touches, $1.65. Chuck him in your multi.
Rusty Martin is so fucking good. On the top of that, hard to beat, but give me Zach Merritt for 25 darts at $1.25. Opening round, we're just looking to bet on good players. This bloke's the Bombers North Star. He has to have a great year.
Has to.
If they're going to be anything. You'd let this bloke house sit. Honestly, think that's how I trust. I do try. I've never met him. If the Bombers are any chance, as I said, to make the 8, $5 thanks to PointsBet you can get for them to make the 8. That is juicy.
Bombers?
Yeah, I know you don't
For a
rate them, Dars.
reason.
No, I know that. But if you're semi-bullish on the Bombers, $5
Or broke.
because there's not a lot of juice in top 8 markets. He averaged 28 last year. $1.25 for 25 feels like a gift. Either early Easter or late Valentine's. Not really sure either way, but it's a gift either way.
That's great.
It's a great gift.
Boys, this guy can light a cigarette in the rain. If this bloke gets a boner and walks straight into a wall, he breaks his nose. This man can smell what the Rocky's cooking. He can smell an anchovy's queef. Give me Ray Romano, Nick Martin, the bullied one, for 25 touches at $1.65. He finds the pill like a backpacker in Ibiza. His finish to the end of last year was awesome. 23, 25, 36, 32, 28. Yeah, he might get his ass kicked by a Doyle Rowell.
Yeah,
but
Rusty.
He's going to find his 25.
Yeah.
And we've got really good intel from our man in the back, Liam. He's gone through, he's crunched some numbers, and he's like, mate, this guy, him and Zach Merritt should pretty much get 25 all year round. So we just had to cross-check and...
You know, he says he's in for a great year.
It's awesome. So...
Baby Zeds.
Also, I don't think I'm not sure if his nose is that big, but I just...
It's funny. And
I had to go back and look at a photo, and it's just, so I thought I'd go with it.
Yeah. I mean, we've all got downfalls.
Jev?
I've got heaps of downfalls.
This show's a
little head. I'm a part of this podcast. That's a downfall.
No one's listening.
It's good.
He looks like Ray Romano.
Do you have any more legs?
My fucking man, Noah Anderson.
Yep.
Oh.
Did you know Noah's uncle Gary Anderson once had a 50-50 ownership in a bakery with former Essendon captain Gary O'Donnell?
Did he?
The bakery was located in Glen Maggie and was called Gary and Gary's Pies and Cream Pies.
There you go.
Isn't that a full circle moment? He is now the captain of the Gold Coast Suns, captain his first game against the Bombers, and I'm taking him for 25 touches at $1.20. He averaged 28 touches in 2024. For the whole year, he averaged 28 touches. He had 33 in round 12 against the Bombers and 26 in round 22 against the Bombers. I just need 25 from the new skip. $1.20 we're getting there.
Awesome.
Beautiful.
So is the inheritance of the Gold Coast Cream Pies? He's technically captain the Cream Pies.
Well, I would love
Is
to.
Noah Anderson a creamer? Are we creamers?
Gary and
I want to
Gary.
be a creamer.
Gary and Gary's Pies and Cream Pies.
Wait,
Apparently there wasn't one sweet on the menu, so I don't know what the cream pie bar is.
This new source of information we've got in 2025
So it was
is incredible.
Baked good out the front, cream pies out the back.
That's so they say. So they say.
Hey,
I'll
I'll
have to
take
go
it.
to Glen Maggie and check it out.
I'll bet on it.
Best pies in town.
Delicious
they say.
Christmas, Mrs. Cartwright.
Every woman said the best pies in town. So
What was it
believe
called?
it.
Mark and Mark's?
Gary and Gary's. Gary Anderson and Gary O'Donnell, who's the 99 captain of the Bombers, or 98 or something.
We'll cruise through on the way to gather round.
For a cream.
Wrong way, but
Best pies.
It's just the cream pie Morgs. Anything else?
no, nothing with me.
Oh, I've got nothing.
Thank
Jeff,
God.
Jeff, anything
No,
else?
that's it, that's
So
it.
we finish this. We've gone top golf. We're at People's Choice Day. It's meant to be pissing down, absolutely hosing down. But then where do we go after? Is it the Pav?
Yeah, I don't know. Call in and let us know.
The Cass.
We're staying at the Cass, so we'll definitely be at the Cass.
Blackjack's going to come
And then,
flogging.
we'll be somewhere. But yeah, call in, let us know where to go.
That's awesome. All right, and then early morning, brekkie wrap. And then
Brekkie wraps from Macca's. Yeah,
we
Ken
fly
confirm
to
are good.
GWS. We're going
Back to Sydney,
Back to
going out to
Sydney.
West Sydney, straight there. Couple of beers, not too many though. Got to fly home that night, and Sunday roast.
awesome Sunday roast. So boys, GWS Collingwood. Jeb, any legs that you like in this one?
Our man, the local produce.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Fresh off a brand new 4-year deal, and more importantly, rejecting the Saints.
Yep.
Who's had a worse 2025 so far? The Saints or Marty Sheargold?
Oh,
The Saints.
The local produce, Finn Callahan, is on the superstar trajectory. He's going to take this competition by storm.
Yep.
I'm just asking for 20 touches from the Wagyu premium steak. It's his midfield now, and he's going to absolutely dominate. 20 touches, $1.17, Finn Callahan, newly contracted, keeps the multi rolling.
Our
Yo,
man.
as you said as well, that's another one that will be going down, down, down. Coles prices are down by round
Coles
4.
mints.
Round 4 or 5. That's you're not getting $1.17. Sorry, I thought you said the
No,
mic
like
wasn't
down,
working. Yeah,
down.
all good.
Yep.
Give me Dan Houston for 20 plus at $1.25.
Oh, come on.
This will feature, as I said, another one. This will feature all year. Had a bit of a maxi bond season last year, so I
Staple.
reckon started chocolatey and ended biscuit. And then obviously, it depends on how you view the maxi bond because some people like the biscuit more than the chocolate.
I like the
So
biscuit.
either, I reckon he started really well, and then obviously, what do you do? He nearly killed a bloke.
Nearly killed Isaac
Yeah.
Rankin.
And then that's what we don't want. So that's
Went
okay.
Nick Bosa.
He heard Isaac Rankin sing and just said, fuck this.
Oh,
I can't hear this anymore.
He's like one of the Bosa
He's
brothers.
like the rest of us.
I didn't mind it. The Pies recruit. I'm excited to see how this goes. If they're all fit and firing, I think the Pies are going to be a problem. I don't know. I know where you guys sit on it, but if they look old by round 6, it's probably alarm bells. 100k faithful have heard this name a few times before. Only had 22 in that absolute fuel price they kicked against Richmond. What they kick $100.87 for diesel or whatever it was.
For diesel.
Obviously, I think he's going to have more touches this week though in a game with a bit more zest. I think obviously if you have 22 in that sort of win, you're pretty on ice, but I love it. 25% interest on my money, Dobe. For this bloke to have 20, I just can't say no.
They're going to set up for him to dominate.
Yeah.
Dan Houston,
Early.
so
Yep.
Great bet.
Boys, if this bloke was any better looking or any better at footy, his name would be Nick. Give me the first child of the Macedonian stud farm, Josh Dacos, for 20 touches at $1.30. His last game of the year last year, boys, he put up a 40 piece in that absolute stat padding. And then last week, he went on with it, 27-1 against the Tigers. Him, Houston, and his brother, the better looking one, they're just going to be in a triangle. It just feel like wherever the matchup's wrong, if Nick's got a tough matchup, put him forward for a little bit, play up the ground. Yeah, it's just going to be like a triangle.
Phil Jackson.
Phil Jackson.
Yeah, love
The
it.
Phil Jackson triangle.
Love
They're
it.
just going to just box out and cream pie. So that's my leg. So Josh Dacos, 20 touches at $1.30. This feels like a smart bet, like a sharp bet. Morgs.
Yeah, sharp.
Real
Definitely.
sharp. I look at it, I'm like, probably should have been $1.11.
And the money will be on Nick. You're looking west.
I'm looking Josh.
Yeah, love it.
Jeff.
How do you upset an Essendon fan?
How's that?
Tell him Jake Stringer's off the piss.
Oh, no.
Apparently,
They put a lock on it, didn't they?
apparently, he got up to Sydney ready to drink gas.
This is a fact, by the way.
And Tobes had to grab him by the neck and said, we only drink Saturdays, no more piss during the weeks. And he was shocked. He'd never gone 4 or more days without a beer. This is good sourcing as well.
Like
He'd never
horse's
gone-
mouth. I was at the trough with the horse when he told me.
He'd never gone more than 4 days without a beer. So anyway, they throw Jake Stringer into match sim. He just starts dominating. They're like, we need you to shed a little bit of weight and get fitter. So they pulled him back from match sim, got him running laps, 2K time trials, conditioning, shedding fat. He lost 6 kilos, cut the piss. He's in the shape of his life. Then they unleash him on match sim. He just dominated again. He is ready to dominate this year. And I'm getting $1.95 for him to kick 2 in his first game.
That is awesome, Jev.
$1.95 for him to
Awesome.
kick 2 as his first game as a Giant. It's my favourite leg of the weekend, apart from Nick Blakey for 20. The little multi of Blakey into Stringer is how you make your money this weekend. So Jake Stringer, 2 goals. He's cut the piss. He's in career best shape. He's 6 kilos lighter. He is going to be unreal this year.
Apparently his tats are starting to look a little bit better as well.
Wow. Is that what alcohol does?
This is good mail.
That's how much he's improved.
19th of July, 2025. Essendon at home against GWS. We almost have to go because there'll be so many Essendon fans there. That will be, if he kicks 4 or 5.
He could kick 7.
Yeah.
He could kick 7.
12.
I love that bet from you. You spoke about the money being on Nick, and we have to have a little bit of cash on him. Nick Dacos, 30 plus at $1.85.
$1.85 for 30 this time of year.
Yeah, the Brownlow favourite, I think for good reason. Obviously, we're a little bit worried about his plantar fasciitis, but for this week, this leg is plantar fasciitis, I would have said. He only missed 25 last year 3 times. Once he had 24. The other one he was tagged by Al Nibblesworth. Now D's now at the Crows, and hurt his leg late in that game. So we're going to rub that out on our Das just to help the argument. He had 32 last week with only 59% time on ground. So that's the stats that I love. Thanks to Liam for that one. This one hits $1.85, 30 plus. We'll be there late Sunday night, and this could be really ugly.
It could be. Potent forward line, Jev. I'm going to back you in with another guy for 2 goals. Toby Green for 2. Again, Jev, $1.95. He hates the Pies more than Shane Watson hates chafe. Or Jacko hates a biathlon in the preseason because he also hates chafe. Toby Green is an absolute star of the comp. So he had 5 shots last week against the Blues. Kicked nada. That means he's going to straighten up.
You're the hotter you do.
He's really, really, really going to straighten up. So I like him. This is the year, isn't it? Toby just... I think first year being a dad last year, looked a bit tired, just didn't really hit his straps. He was All-Australian captain the year before. This is the year that he just fucking locks in and through the big stick.
And genuine, like from people we've spoken to, genuine flag favourites, you'd have to say.
Genuine. Jev, any other?
No, that's it for me.
That's it for me.
I got one more. Bobby Hill, boys.
Yeah,
We've got to
awesome.
take him for 2. Again, $1.95. So we've got
good.
Stringer and Toby at the other end. If there's someone that's going to kick goals, it's Bobby Hill. He's an absolute star. He's kicked 5 goals in his last 3 games against his old mob. And he kicked 4 in the All-Star game, and he actually could have had 6. He was trying to pass them off, trying to get other people involved. He looks really fit. Looks like he's ready to have a big season. They've got a really weird forward line where they've just got like a few threes, Membry, McStay, who's the other fucking Mycheck.
Yep.
So not really a one. So a lot of balls will come to ground. We know how good Bobby Hill
He's
is.
the best player
absolutely.
in that forward line for sure.
He's have to be the informed small right now.
Yep.
Have to be. Yeah.
Have to be for sure.
I'll do another smalls pyramid at some stage and we'll fit him in there.
Just the three.
Yes, just the three.
Just wanted to point out too as well. I reckon we've bet really well considering the weather around.
We did try and think about the weather.
I think it's shown a lot of smalls, a lot of mids, a lot of medium
Some
forwards.
touches,
I think it's
some
good.
brutes.
Oh, obviously, one thing we like to say is probably don't bet on this bet. So take the ones you like, leave the ones you don't.
I'd be loading up.
It's $3 each. Give it two other mates. $3 each. $10 to win 100K.
So
Responsibly, of
this
course.
hasn't been confirmed, but Jev's actually going to read it out.
Yes,
I am.
So
we'll confirm
this isn't on yet because
interim.
we're by the time of recording this on a Monday, it's
It's Feb.
It's
Jesus
it's very close to being off.
This comes out in 3 weeks.
Boxing Day. Markets aren't all ready to mush together, but we've done the odds on them. So Jev,
done the
read it
work.
out. This is pretty much going to be the multi. I don't reckon I might pay a little bit more than 10,000 once. So we might have to take out a leg. But this is an awesome bet.
So we fly into Sydney Friday night. We go straight to the bat and ball.
Yep.
The best schnitzel you'll ever eat.
What?
We go to the SCG. We've got Nick Blakey for 20,
Yep.
Isaac Heaney for 20 and a goal, Braden Campbell anytime, Nick Watson anytime, Chad Warner 20, Jai Newcomb 20.
Big head.
stuff.
Great
Big,
stuff. We
big
have a
head.
couple of beers.
Yep.
We get back on the plane. We fly up to the Gold Coast, hit Top Golf, and then we've got Bailey Humphrey anytime.
Yep.
Dan Rioli 20, Isaac Kako anytime, Matt Rao 25, Noah Anderson 25, Zach Merritt 25, Nick Martin 25.
It's awesome.
Doesn't matter what the weather is, those blokes are getting 25.
Yep.
Bang, out that night, couple of beers, back to the Cas, on a flight, back to Sydney.
Fuck off.
Get off the thing, drive straight out to the west to GWS versus Collingwood. Dan Houston 20, Josh Dacos 20, Jake Stringer 2, Toby Green 2, Bobby Hill 2, Finn Callahan 20, Nick Dacos 30.
Oh yeah,
That's a fantastic multi.
unbelievable.
That's a
multi.
great start
With
for
only
opening round.
With 3 games, can you imagine we had 7 games to play with?
No, we don't. It's be too easy.
That is a good bet.
By the way, if anyone wants to know, we haven't hit the 100K.
No.
We have lots of people that are like, have you guys hit it? It's like, no. Of course we haven't.
10,000 to 1.
We got close. We got 2 legs off once.
2 legs and I think
But-
about a 3 leg as well.
Yeah. So that is the multi.
Yep.
So I just burped.
Can I just quickly shout out Staunch Unit? Asked for a shout out on one of our videos this week.
Awesome,
And I had it
Staunch.
keyed in here. So thanks for listening, mate. Shout out to you. And if you want to shout out, just ask for it.
Yeah.
I'll give a shout out to a bloke in the Discord, Willie McCormack.
Yeah.
I had like personal bets with him all NFL season, and he got me in the end. I had the Chiefs, he had the Eagles, so I'll give him a shout
Good on
out.
you, Wilbur.
If anyone else wants a shout out, just let us know.
Just
and
ask. Honestly, just ask.
We'll shout you out.
Your 3-hour
All
We're
pod.
doing nothing else.
So, guys, that was the 100K multi, the first one for the season. We're going to have another quick break. Coming up next, we're actually going to do the world-famous Ramble and also predictions for the 2025.
Big final.
Wrap it up after this. The Sunday Roast is back for season 2025, Jev.
Oh, the show where we celebrate the winners and roast the losers.
You can find us every Sunday night after the Bachelor's game where we get on.
We give you the best odds and the best opinions, but the best odds are the bets you weren't on, but wish you were on.
You guys can make sure you find us on Apple, Spotify, YouTube. It is out 6 a.m. every single Monday morning after the round concludes.
Listen to it driving to work Monday morning. You'll absolutely love it. The Sunday Roast.
Let's go. All right, guys, we are back for the final third of the show. So the season predictions and then a little bit of a scramble at the end.
Ramble.
Ramble, sorry.
Copyrighted is all that. Why?
The Ramble coming up after this. Morgs, how good were the season previews?
Awesome. So I watched everyone, listened to everyone. Unbelievable job from you two. The detail was insane and very well received. So well done to you boys. I wanted to do this. I wanted to do a quick, everyone does it, but I think everyone should do it. I like it. It's only one time a year we get to do it. We're going to do a bit of a season preview, just a couple of things like premiership, minor premiership, top 4, the works. First one, Dusk to you. Your minor premiership winner and your odds.
Yeah, just more because I like the odds of it. Freo, $13. All the others are a little bit short. Team that could definitely pop. I liked how they played last year. Good inclusions. 13-1. It looks like a good price point. So going
Very
Freo.
nice. Jev?
Exact same as Dust. Minor
Yeah,
premiership. When I'm choosing between Geelong, GWS, Brisbane, Swans, whatever. Freo are my favourite team we previewed. Their schedule, their list, and then the odds. On PointsBet, 13-1 for them to get minor premiership. They got 14 home games at Optus Stadium. They play the Swans and the Dogs. Perfect time to get the Swans and the Dogs. They play them in the first 5 rounds at Optus Stadium. If they beat Geelong round 1, they could start 10-0. I'm telling you, they could start 10-0. We're all in on Freo to win the minor premiership this year. I'm with Das.
Yeah, love it. I went the Cats, 850. According
Yeah.
to Fox Footy, they got the 8th easiest schedule. They only play twice at Marvel against the Saints and Roos, so you pencil them in for a win. 10 games at GMHBA, all set up for the Cats, I reckon, 850.
So much. So good.
Surprise team to make the 8, Das.
This is an awesome price point. I reckon we'll have the same. Gold Coast boys.
Oh, wow.
$3.50 to make the 8. I like most of the other teams are like the Bulldogs. I reckon they're probably like $1.80, $1.90. $3.50 for the Suns is just unbelievable. We're
good.
bullish on them. We like their team. As we said, Jev, with Dimmer, they're going to try and fight like fuck. We like their roster. If they've got 11 home games, pencil them in for 10. They've got to win a few more. I reckon they might slip into that 8th seed spot. Jev?
Just, yeah, I like it.
Mine's Melbourne at $3
Yep.
to make the 8. I've got my top 4 locks. I've got Hawthorn and Collingwood 6th and 7th. And then the last spot, my 8, is either Gold Coast, Melbourne, or the Dogs.
Yep.
I remember last year when the Dogs were clearly the best team in the comp. I get they're starting injured. If they're fit by round 8 and they get everyone back rounds 8, 9, and 10, and then they just go on a win streak at the end of the year, I can see them making the 8. But as Joey said, if Clary and Petrarca become the top duo in the league again, Melbourne could just be scary. I'm leaning Melbourne to make the 8. I'm on them this year. I think they have 3 top 30 players in the comp. If they all stay healthy, they will make the 8. They'll finish 8th.
Yep.
Melbourne's my team. You, Lou?
I love it. I'm the same. Melbourne at $3. I think if you looked at the SEN, they do their best 22s. If you look at
It's unbelievable.
Where Carlton fans does. If you look at Carlton's best 22 versus Melbourne's best 22, I think the odds would be $1.90 each way. So everyone touts us. I don't know how we feel about that, but a lot of people think the Blues are a certainty to finish top 4. I don't know if I do, but if you're looking at that, I think the Demons are just as good a side as we are if they're all healthy. Had a look again. Don't know how far we want to take this, but they've got the 2nd easiest schedule on Fox Footy. So I don't know what that means. Suns, North, West Coast, and St Kilda twice.
Yeah.
So that's got to mean something. $3 is a juicy one. I'm with you, Jev. Melbourne. Surprise team to miss the 8.
I don't think it's really surprising at the moment, but I had this down a few weeks ago, but I feel the Dogs and like Bont's injured now. It's tough. They were like on the edge. Jeff, as you said, I know that they were like one of the best teams, but they're looking like they're going to be so injured. And if you back 6 games, I don't know if like they can do the Swans did a few years ago, the Hawks did it last year, but it's just tough sledding. And they've been up around there for a while. I reckon some teams are probably just going to jump over the top. It's $1.80. I don't think it's super surprising, but like as you said, the back end of last year, you could argue they're one of the best teams of the comp, but I have them missing the 8 this year.
And you've also got Port to miss the 8 as a guaranteed, don't you?
Yeah.
Guaranteed.
Love it.
Guaranteed. They finished top 4 last year. Dusk and miss 8. My surprise team, and it's no surprise to anyone here, is Carlton. And I'm getting this tattooed on me this weekend. Don't have leg speed, can't defend leg speed.
Yep.
They do not have the
It's
legs.
going to be an awesome good taste.
Don't have leg speed, can't defend leg speed. They do not have the leg speed to compete with the other teams in the 8. They're one Jacob Weeder and Corky away from being the worst defense in the league. They don't have a small forward that scares any opposition. And Charlie Curnow is already sore. Going in the season saw, yes, he'll get going. But they just do not have the speed to compete with so many teams. It's the biggest lock of my life of the year is the Blues to miss the 8. I was right on them last year for the whole year until the final quarter of the home and away season where I was wrong.
Yep.
Won't happen again this year. The Blues will not make the 8. It is a lock.
Prelim weekend. So your final 4 teams left in the comp.
Yeah, well, this is definitely all going to come down to who's healthy.
Yep.
Whoever's healthiest this year. So I think the interstate sides always do really well. I think the Hawks have gotten much better in the back line. So I've got the Hawks and Brisbane and then Freo Giants. I think I've got 3 interstate sides.
Yep.
I just think the Giants, they'll play really well. Road Warriors, they do really well. We think Freo are going to have a really good season. I think Brisbane, as we said, they're a Will Ashcroft away in that grand final from going for a 3-peat. They've got an unbelievable list. They've still got a lot of home games. And I'm just backing, yes, I know the Hawks have a tougher draw this year, but if they can step up with like Barras, Battle, Sicily, and from all reports, they're super healthy at the moment. Like, they actually don't have an injury, which is what I really like. So I would have them finishing 4th. I've got the other 1, 2, 3. As I said, who knows whether that's going to be right or wrong. I just like the interstate sides, and that's what it's been the last few years. So I've got them, and I've got the Hawks. If they can hold up on defense a little bit more and still have that firepower, that's my 4.
Let's keep it clean. Just while we're on it, give us grand final matchup and winner.
I went not happy with it. I didn't have Brisbane in there. I probably should go. For some reason, I wrote Hawks Giants, but I got Giants winning. But for some reason, I think it's going to be Brisbane Giants. But I wrote Hawks. I don't know why. But
That was a good game.
Brisbane Giants would be fucking awesome. Their list. I think Hawks might like lose like a prelim again, and just Brisbane just get it done. They've done it. They've been there. So those 2 lists. Jeff.
Yeah, my prelim weekend is same Freo, GWS, the Swans, I'm still tossing up between Brisbane or Geelong. I think they're going to play like they did last year, play an all-timer. I'll go Geelong.
Yep.
So I'll leave Brisbane out of prelim weekend, which I can't believe I'm doing because I know how good they are. So Freo, GWS, Swans, Geelong. Grand final matchup will be Swans versus GWS. I have to go the Swans. My heart says the Swans. My head says GWS.
Yep.
I don't want to be like everyone else and tip GWS. I think Freo have to go through their lumps. I would hate to see Geelong in the finals or on grand final day. I would hate to see Brisbane. I'm probably being a bit biased with the Swans. I'll probably go Brisbane GWS grand final, and then I'll probably tip. I'll tip the Lions because they've been there.
Yep.
I'll tip the Lions.
And it just seems like if we're talking who's healthy at the moment, if you can bank the wins early, they're in the premiership business. They're going to try and wind down. As I said, like I'm stiff not having Geelong in there. Like still think Geelong got to have a really good season.
Yeah, for sure.
Morgs?
Prelim weekend, I had Geelong, GWS, Brisbane, and Fremantle. So I've got the Swans not in there. I just think the Swans are going to lose an unfortunate second week final. I can just see the only thing for Fremantle. So my grand final matchup out of that was GWS and Geelong. Yep. I just can't see Freo going from top 8 to making the grand final.
Out of the 8 to
lately, it's sort of happened that you take that leap, you sort of have a feel for it on prelim, you miss out, you're a bit stiff, and then that's the next year. So would love to see it. Don't get me wrong, but yeah, GWS was $4 to make the grand final.
Yep.
Geelong was $5 to make the grand final.
Great bet.
And I actually didn't write down a winner. I'll go Geelong because everyone's going GWS. Brownlow, Das.
Yeah, so I've been thinking about this a lot, and I think this is 100% a young man's award now. I just think that the way the game's going, how much spotlight they're putting on it, and like how good the talent of the kids are coming in, I just reckon they're going to outshine a few of the older guys, or whether they put more time into Cripps or O'Neill. So I've got a smoky. So I've got Sheasel. I've said it for the last few weeks and back into last year. He's at $41. Jason Horne-Francis, I think everyone's starting to come to the party on that at 21. But you can't go past Nick at the moment. He's $4. I know it's so short, but I just do think it's a young man award. All those three are really going to stand out. Like you can't go past it. If Nick plays a full season, he's gonna win one.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So Horne-Francis plays like it, and if if they can win 10 games, then he's a chance. I don't think he can win if they're winning 6 games.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So at $41, he's one that hopefully comes in and we take a little cash out. I'll be putting a few trebles on him, but they're my threat. I think it's a young man's award this year, and we're going to be looking at it like this is one of the young stars. Like Ashcroft could even be in there.
Yep.
Jev, who do you like?
Yeah, I've got a couple. If you hang around for the Ramble, I've got a theory on the Brownlow this year. But I'm thinking either one of the Swans boys. You think Errol's not going to win it, and he's not going to steal votes this year. I think it's going to be Chad or Isaac.
Yep.
Chad is paying $26 on PointsBet. I think he'll win the Brownlow and go to West Coast, the hottest player since Chris Judd, basically. Or Isaac at $10 on PointsBet will win what he probably should have won last year, where he'll kick more goals this year and absolutely dominate again. Won't get a silly suspension. He missed 3 games last year. He got that one bad suspension. He had 2 load management games. Polled 28 votes. I know it was nowhere near Cripps' 45, but just his goal, touches, impact on winning last year, 17 wins. He was unbelievable. So I think it might be one of those, especially with Errol not taking votes for the first 12 weeks or whatever, we're going to miss him. So I'm going to go one of the Swans boys, but I've got a theory, and I actually think the best bet's someone else, but that's who I'm feeling.
I love it. I've gone, so I know it's short, but I think for good reason that Nick should be, Nick is the bet, I honestly think. I think Joey sort of said he's the best player in the comp, but if you know me, if you've been watching the show long enough, I'm not settling for $4.
You get in the weeds.
I'm taking a slice of Petrarca at $21, and I'm using the David King theory. So I like the idea of getting some cash out halfway through. So I just think $21 could soon become $9 in about 5 weeks. And we just go, as Joey sort of said, he maybe convinced me, shit, Petrarca's back. And all of a sudden he's $9 Brownlow favourite. And all of a sudden Melbourne are, 4-2. And it's like they're a top 8 side.
Yep. So
I can see that happening. Did I write anything else down? No, I didn't. I fucking love it so much.
Is there a way because they had a dip year that anything Petrarca and Oliver do gets amplified tenfold? It's like, oh my God, they're back. They're dominating. And it's just votes.
And I also like...
I love Oliver as well.
They've got 2 games probably from the start to the middle of the season. So Petrarca on Queen's birthday can rip it to shreds. And it's all about, when it's like a storyline. And if he rips that game to shreds, it's like, fuck, he's back.
And they get Richmond Anzac Day Eve every year. They're going to beat him by 180 points. He could walk off with, 33 and 5
Yep.
Petrarca, and Clary could have 41, and they could just be like, oh my
If
God.
Clary can keep kicking goals, he'll get votes.
Yeah.
Well,
Same as Petrarca.
I actually had a look as well in Brownlow. The last that he's been in the mix, obviously scrapped last year. He's basically just a shoo-in for top 5 in the Brownlow.
Yeah, he's a polo.
It's unbelievable.
He's
So,
that.
yeah, I like the 21. So, obviously, just quickly, the David King theory, he taught us, what was that, 2 years ago, Das prelim. So, you have whatever you're going to have on. If you're going to have $10 on Petrarca or $9, let's just call it for the sake, you have $3 3 times. So, it means you can cash out at round 4.
Make profit.
Cash out at round 9, you've made your profit, you're even, and then you just ride the final 3. So that's what I'll be doing. Split the unit into 3, Das.
Yep, love it. Yeah, sorry.
Coleman.
Yeah, so I went early on this. I'm going to stick with it. Charlie and Jesse are a little bit too short, $5 and $6. Jesse, he's got a heap of other forward players that will kick a heap. If I couldn't spit that out. But Nick Larkey, he was at $17 a few weeks ago. He's into 13. I can't tell you how much I think Jack Darling is going to help him out.
Yep.
Their midfielders, their defense is cheeks. They were 18th in the league last year, but they can move the ball really well. Look for Darling to be like Gunston was to Colshadir last year. He doesn't really care about kicking goals. Put on blocks, put on body, and just get Larky the ball because he's a brilliant set shot. He kicked, 70 goals the other year?
Yep.
Like $13 is the best price, I think. And you can win this award and finishing bottom 4. Fev done it heaps of times. Like, it can be done if you've got a really good forward. So 17 into 13, the market's already moving with him. I'm just going to stick with Larky for the entire season.
Love it.
Yeah, if I'm having a $100 bet on the Coleman, I'm going $70 on Jesse Hogan and $30 on Sam Darcy. On PointsBet, I'm getting $6 for Jesse Hogan and $21 for Sam Darcy. I think they're going to both spend the season 15 metres out from goal. Top of the goal square, 15 metres out. Jesse Hogan will just clunk anything and everything like he does, and he goes back and slots him. He did it last year. You get him one-on-one, he just marks it. He's a contested mark beast. I think he goes into the season as the best key forward in the game. And then Sam Darcy will do the same but different. He'll just be too tall. He'll extend his arms. No one will be able to stop him. I'm so bullish on Sam Darcy. So bullish on Sam Darcy having a massive season. He looks like he's going to be a superstar in this competition. No Jamara. Norton plays up the ground a bit more. That is his forward line. If like, as I said before, if they can stay afloat before when Bont and Trelaw and all these guys get back from injury, it'll be on the back of Sam Darcy.
Yep.
And he could kick, 20 goals in his first 6-7 weeks, and he's on fire.
100%.
Like it.
Mattingly.
Like it a lot. I really struggle with this one. I just don't like the Hogan Quinell this year. For some reason, I just don't see it this year. I'm again looking for cash out. So I'm going Harry Mackay-Das, $21.
Yeah,
Improved his goal
I do
kicking
like
out of sight last year. I don't know, for some reason, I see not so much a down year for Curnow, but I just don't think he's going to kick the same amount of goals. I don't know why that is. It's purely gut.
He's always pretty close. He's only a couple of goals always off Charlie.
Yep.
Like, he's not far off.
Yeah.
100%. So I think, when he's third, so again, looking for cash out. So when he's third with 4 goals, 4 goals off the pace, round 12, you might see me down at Nando's. I've cashed out. I've taken the win, and I'll just ride out whoever kicks it.
Rising star.
Missed that one. Rising Star.
Yeah, so I think the easy bet, or same as like Nick Dacos, Levi Ashcroft, he's been dropped into a good side.
Yep.
He could always have 21 every week. He's a gun forward, but one for a little bit more juice now that Jagger's out. Sid Draper, I thought he was probably going to come to Carlton. He's at $7. He could look super explosive in that Adelaide side. Like, as we said, they've been pretty pedestrian. They've been pretty slow coming through the midfield and the forward line. If Rankin's fit, you got Saligo, looks like he's running really hard. Alex Neilbull. And if this kid can sort of continue that pace and hit the scoreboard a little bit, I really think he's going to stand out, especially if the Crows are a high-scoring side this year. Whether they are or not is to be seen. But he just looks like he's a good size, super athletic. And I definitely think he can stand out like a young danger. He just flash, get the ball, and he just have that explosive speed. So, I just want someone that's just going to pop off the screen. So, Sid Draper at $7, I think it's a little bit more value, but I think the definite pick has to be Levi Ashcroft.
You were all in on Jagger Smith.
I was. I'm like, you had to be, but I feel for
that
it.
is next year. All in on
I've
Jagger Smith.
got a bet.
Darius.
I've got a bet. It's going to go up there. It's going to be the best bet for 2026. It's going in an envelope.
Same thing. If I'm having a $100 bet on the Rising Star Morgs, I'm having $60 on Levi Ashcroft and $40 on Harvey Langford. PointsBet are giving us $4 for Levi Ashcroft, who has been dropped into the perfect situation. A good team where he can do some time at half forward, as a bit of a small forward, a bit of a midfielder. They'll be winning games. He'll be kicking snags. He'll probably play every game. He'll They want to give him big minutes or big expectation because they're going to be good, and he'll just flash and sizzle, and he'll have like 18-1. He'll have a 24-0. Then he'll have a 13-3 game.
Yep.
Like, he's going to be so good for the whole year. And then $8 for Harvey Langford, who I've been told just should have been the number 1 pick. And Melbourne got him for an absolute steal at pick 6. I'm all in on him. He's going to be Melbourne's Luke Hodge.
Okay.
He's going to be Melbourne's Luke Hodge.
He looks big.
Think Luke Hodge. Think
Love it.
tough.
Love him.
Think tackle breaker. Not the fastest bloke, but just a footballer. And they absolutely love him down at Melbourne. I'm all in. Harvey Langford, $8. Yeah, love him.
Yeah, I didn't write anything down, but you've sold me, Jev.
Harvey Langford.
I'm in on Langford. And Joey liked him as well.
Joey loved
Joey
him.
did.
Love
And
it.
you can have a little bit on Finn O'Sullivan, pick 2 to North.
Thanks, mate.
Listen to that.
Our best futures bet each.
Yeah, so my favourite, so me and Jev got to put our own favourite futures bet on for the year. Mine's paying $6.20. So I've got Carlton over 13.5 wins. I've got Freo over 12.5. I've got Port Adelaide under 14.5, and the Hawks to make the 8. So those are the 4 things that I thought of. Probably as soon as the markets came out, started last year. Been thinking of it. I'm still happy with it.
That's
so
really
I'll
nice.
put it on for the season.
Well done.
This is probably the proudest thing we've ever done at the 100K is if you go to the PointsBet app,
It's awesome.
you click on Aussie Rules, Sports Aussie Rules, you go to Futures at the top right, it
Yep.
says 100K AFL Futures, and it is the coolest thing ever. 100K Sports, best multis, all our 18 season previews. My best bet of the whole season at $6.50 is the Suns over 10.5 wins.
Yep.
They play 11 at People's First Stadium. So there's 10-1 is the minimum. They just got to win 1 away from home, I feel like.
I love this.
Over 10.5. North over 5.5. We're all in on North this year. Richmond least wins is the easiest bet of the...
Yeah.
Their line should be 1.5, and I still think I'd take the under.
Yeah.
I do not think they're winning more than 1 game.
Yep.
I under 2.5 is great, but I've just got Richmond least wins and then GWS to make the 8.
It's a great
That's
bet.
$6.50. That is my best bet of the season.
I
That is our. What's your best bet?
I go a little left field. So, Kyle, turn the TikTok camera on.
Yes.
Let's go.
Get them seats.
This is not ours. This is on PointsBet, but it's deep. I like to be in the weeds. Deep. State to win the premiership. I'm taking New South Wales at $4.75. So,
Yeah.
Jev, you had GWS and Sydney in your grand final. So I've already won.
You've already won before the game.
$4.75. I get the Giants and the Swans. Both teams have gotten the 8, and obviously one I had in the last day of September. They're the 3rd and 4th favourite to win the flag, both at $9. What I thought was most interesting, though, the ones that are in front of them, the Lions, I reckon, as Joey said, they might have lost 3 or 4% hunger. So maybe they'll get back there.
And Joe Danaher.
But I just think, yeah, and Joe, of course. But I just think that 3 or 4% off, I'll take the value. And then the second favourite is the Hawks. Love the Hawks. Love what they've done for footy. But the second favourite for the flag is too high.
Yeah.
Too high. So the 3rd and 4th favourite combined into 1, and I get $4.75. I've got 2 teams going in at the start. When we had the bye, the finals bye, I've got Giants and Sydney at $4.75. That is the best bet all year.
Love it.
I love it. Boys, I'm really excited. I'm just flicking through the PointsBet app now. By you, this is why it's the Ramble. We're going through
Have we started the ramble?
This is basically handling now.
pretty much right now. So ask
Ramble.
PointsBet, we're like, what are some more future bets we can just ride all year? What are some fun ones?
Yeah.
I just checked. It's on the app now. I'm not sure if you guys said it earlier,
I
but
saw it just then.
I said, can we get a most disposals
Yeah.
for the entire season? We'll call it the Leather King. Like, who can get on top of it? So, and this can fluctuate all year. So last year, Tom Green finished with 770 disposals. Lockie Neal at 762. Whitfield 754. Blah blah. We go down. So at the moment, we have a market.
Awesome.
So Nick Dacos is favourite at 450 for most disposals. Lockie Whitfield 650. Flanders for 9.
Wow.
Sarong 10. Sheasel 11. Clayton Oliver 26. He would have won it one year. Surely Clayton Oliver. He would have been close. We'll go Matt Crouch at 21. Burn your money. I will not be getting on Matt Crouch. Parrish 34.
Shees was a good one. Clayton Oliver's a good one.
A couple at 50s.
Noah Anderson's a good one.
Zor, nah,
Zach
you
Merritt's a good one.
This is awesome. So most disposals, home and away season. This is going to be an awesome one.
Armstrong's a good
This is
bet.
going to be an awesome one here. And also, Jev, we have 2 of our own multis that we got to put on. By the way, if you've already heard this, stiff shit, we're pretty bloody proud of this.
Yeah,
so
you go first.
the smalls, a smalls world. So it's the 6 best smalls, arguably, in the game. They get good shots on goal. So for all these guys to kick 35 each. So just have a
35
pretty,
goals.
just
That's
have a pretty good
that's
season.
all it's a year.
Yeah,
Nick
that's awesome.
Watson, Charlie Cameron, Tyson Stengel, Tom Papley, Shai Bolton, and Cozzy Pickett.
That's
all to kick
awesome.
35 each. That pays $81.
Yep.
That is an awesome one. Like, I know we look at guys, oh, I want him to kick 2 this week. Oh, no, he missed out on that. If we like them to be consistent, we get on them, we sit back and we watch the $81. We tick them off as they go through the back end of the year. These are going to be so fun to revisit.
I love it.
And Jev, we're going to have a look at the tall timber as well.
This is the best bet in sports betting history.
Ever.
I cannot believe the odds. So, to kick 50 goals, home and away season only.
Yep.
Charlie Curnow, Jesse Hogan, Nick Larkey, Sam Darcy, Jeremy Cameron, Jake Waterman, and Ben King. Right? So that's 7 guys.
Yep.
7 guys to kick 50 goals.
Yep.
Pays $421.
Gobble, gobble.
For $50, you get back 20 grand, Lewis. Let me give you some the tally of last year.
Please.
Give it to us.
Jesse Hogan kicked 69.
Yep.
We
That's
went in
over.
for 50. Jeremy Cameron kicked 58.
Yep.
We need 50. Curnow kicked 57. Ben King kicked 55. Jake Waterman kicked 53. There's 5 of the 7.
This is awesome.
Nick Larkey kicked 46.
Yep.
4 goals off. He's
gonna go
on a
up.
better side this
Yep.
year. He's kicking 50. And then Sam Darcy turns 21 this year. He kicked 37.
No Jamara.
No Jamar.
Love this.
So we need 13 more goals out of Sam Darcy than what he did last year. He's the number 1 forward in the game in the Dogs. He's their main target. So we need 13 more goals out of him. 4 more goals out of Lucky, and the other blokes just have the same season they had last year. 420 to 1.
That's the best.
You find it in the 100K tab in where Jev's best multi, Dobe's best multi, that says year of the big dogs, 421.
Get absolutely stuffed.
I'm telling you, people are going to start clicking on this, and the odds are going to halve.
Yep.
I'm glad we're on it already. Boys, I've got a bit of a Brownlow theory.
Here we go.
I've got a little Brownlow theory.
Ramble on.
We are rambling.
It's good.
You either go all in on Nick Dacos, or you go all out.
Yep.
We're getting $81 for Marcus Bontempelli right now. Is this the last time we will ever get 81 for Bont? Think about it.
like
He's
where your
only
head's at.
probably missing 5 weeks.
Potential 8.
Potentially 8. But if he plays,
We'll take the-
let's go in the middle. If he plays from round 7 onwards, he still plays 15 games.
Yep.
He can get 8 to 9 best ons. That's 27 votes.
Yeah, we did last year, but he didn't poll.
Yeah, he didn't. But
But he's
They
a
just-
perennial top 3.
you talk about Kingy's cash out there.
Yeah, I like this,
You're
Jeff.
getting
I've got to say
81
this.
to 1 for Bont. We're never getting 81 to 1
We
ever again.
would never wish injury upon anyone, but there is the cloud of plantar fasciitis over
Plantar
Dacos.
fasciitis.
I just cannot believe Nick Dacos is 4 to 1. I think
Yeah.
it should be 4 to 1. So let's say Cripps isn't going to win. Voters fatigue. I'm sort of trying to look at my phone at the same time. Cripps isn't going to win. Voters fatigue.
Yep.
Like he still could win easily.
Walsh as well.
Heaney, it could be hard. Swans could downfall. This is where you start betting. Sarong at $15.
That's a good bet.
It's
Yep.
so much better value than Nick Dacos. If we think we both have Freo to win the minor premiership, I would take the Sarong bet at 15 over the Dacos at 4
Right
any
now,
day of the
yep.
week. John Newcomb at 21.
Yep.
Hawks, he's their best midfielder. He's their ball getter, everything. Better bet. Petrarca at 21. Lockie Neal at 21.
What's
Neal-
Rankin playing?
Isaac Rankin is...
Paying, not playing.
Heaps.
He's playing footy.
100, 81 to 1. There's so many. I would, instead of having...
3-3-3.
If you're having a $100 bet, you're either having 100 on Dacos and just
Yep.
riding it, or I'm having $10 on 10 different guys to make over $400 basically.
Yeah, I love it.
Can I also say as well, when you are having, because we've only got a few days to get on most of these futures markets, because they will stop.
Yep.
And you won't be able to get
As
on
soon as the first game's
But
played.
I love the players, love getting on them. But the theory in our head as well, find your favourite teams, over-unders, because if Nick Dacos gets injured, that bet's gone. If he gets suspended, that bet's gone. But if you bet on a team because you back the team,
Yep.
if someone goes down, you've got someone else coming back in. So the teams will ride the entire year. The whole team doesn't get scratched out whether they're injured or suspended. So
It's a good point.
That, at least that way you can ride all year. Like how many times someone missed out on disposals, it's like, oh, I missed out on that, or they get suspended. You've got the Coleman leader and they break their leg and you're like, shit, that bet's done. Look at your team or the teams that you like, whatever system there is, and then you just back that the entire time. If if Warple's out of the side for a while, Will Day might step up. Then
No worries.
Warple comes back in. So they're the ones that you can definitely ride the entire year, and that's why the over-unders are so good.
You don't get that anywhere else.
You don't. That was serious for a minute. So I poured my heart out into that. Just,
One other quick one. We previewed every team, Lou.
Yeah, you did.
And we got a multi for every team. What is your favourite team's multi off the top of your head?
Off the top of my head, I love the Freo one.
Freo one.
That's Freo top 4.
Yep.
Bolton All-Australian, Amiss and Tracy to combine
Yeah,
for 70
because
plus
I love
goals.
bucks.
I absolutely love the combine. You don't have that many combines
Yeah.
in there. I love that. I love Shea Bolton. I think, and I love him for goals this year.
Yeah.
And then top 4. I think we all had him on.
All had him top 4, so you
So,
get
yeah,
$11.
I love that.
My favourite is the North Melbourne one. North over 5.5
Yep.
wins. Nick Larkey 50 goals. She's all Australian, $17.
Yeah, that's good.
And then my other favourite, we've been told someone's already put $500 on this, but the Gold Coast one, if we think they're going to make the
Yep.
leap, over 10.5 wins. Noah Anderson, All-Australian. If he was a Victorian, we would be talking about him so much better. He's now the captain. I think if you look at all the best players of every generation, they've all at least got one All-Australian. So he's coming into his prime. And then we've got Jed Walter and Bailey Humphrey to combine for 50 goals.
Yep.
Yeah, it's nice.
Like combined for 50. That could be
Walter
both
could kick
20.
50
yeah,
himself.
exactly. So,
So
that one's at $21.
The only place to find that. It's unbelievable we've got this. It is so cool. 100K Sports AFL Futures. You just head to the PointsBet, you click Sports, you click Aussie Rules. Top right, it says Futures, and it's right there. 100K Sports AFL Futures. Click on it. You've got every team. Whatever team you go for. If you're a Crow
Unbelievable.
supporter, Fogarty and Thorpe to combine for 80 goals. Rankin All-Australian, Adelaide over 11.5.
Stop it.
Go through every team. It is so much fun. The other one is, will Richmond win a game this year? They're 26-1 to go not win a game.
defeated.
We are going to have 10 on them. They're going to be 0 and 10.
Yep.
Let's just put it that way.
We're banking on it.
They're going to be 0 and 10. We're going all in on Richmond being 0 and 10. And then from round 11, we're having 10 on them every single
Yep.
game. Because we're getting odds like 70 to 1.
Yeah.
If they beat
100
if
to 1.
They beat Geelong last game of the year. They're paying $300.
300 to 1 last game of the year. Geelong could be top 4,
Yep.
locked, can't move up, rest all their guys, everything. Richmond still might not be good enough to win. But if they're 0 and 10, we're going to
get one.
We're
They'll
going to
get one.
We're going to be on it, and it's going to be so fun to ride.
we watched them beat the Swans at the G. I know it was
Gee.
early in the year, but what would they would have been paying that
They're
day?
67. They're 67.
$9, I think.
67 to 1 to beat the Swans MCG round 12. 67 to 1. So
Yep.
our theory is they start 0 and 10. You'll never get those odds again. I bet
No.
you when they come head to head against Geelong, they're not going to be 300 to 1.
Shit, no.
So we're all in, and then we're having a little tenner on them to go undefeated for the whole season, 26 to 1.
Yeah, just ride it both ways.
The other one we absolutely love, if you listen to the Freo preview, last team undefeated.
Yep.
They're paying 15 to 1. As I said before, if you think they can beat Geelong at Geelong, round 1 next week, next Saturday, Arvo, it's like 1 o'clock game, I reckon they can be 10 and zip. If they can beat Geelong, they can be 10 and zip. I reckon they're going to be the last team undefeated. The other one's Gold Coast. Dale Thomas loves Gold Coast to be
Yep.
the last team
Yep.
undefeated. 2 great bets to be on. Some of the futures that are on PointsBet app are unbelievable. It's been so
Love it.
much fun working with them, looking at them, having a little couple of bucks here and there on them.
All right, guys,
Big final.
we're in for a big season. That was our first show. Heap of humour at the start and the back end. Obviously, some bets. We just really wanted to touch over them before we finished. Boys, first one's in the can. Hopefully, everything's recorded well. The new studio's
Oh, yeah.
unbelievable.
No worries.
Morgs, the pasta was awesome. About as good as a £1 fish.
Very, very
Good.
cheap. One pound fish.
So we'll be there opening round, all 3 games that are played definitely, and then Sunday roast.
Oh, keep your eyes on our Insta. We're going to have some multis that
Yeah, no worries.
place on earth. You can get them as PointsBet.
We're excited. We'll be there, and then round 1 will be there as well. Sunday roast will be here all
Can we start
year.
talking about, like, quickly, just if you guys can't come to Gather Round, we have something special for you. Morgs, what's it called?
Cut this. That's the show.
All right, boys. Hey, it's awesome. Jev, Swans.
Yeah,
Hawks.
Swans Hawks.
Swans win by 20 points. You can tip Gold Coast Essendon.
Suns win by 35.
35 points. GWS. Geelong.
Giants by a goal.
Yeah, Giants by 10 points.
Chile, baby back ribs.
Back for another year. Let's go.
Ribs. Riba.
What are you prepared to lose today? For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.